we're gonna do one question, psychic readings free. I'm prioritizing donations, so if you would like to donate, you are welcome to. Yeah, I'm excited. Today, today's Sunday, which is a really beautiful day. I feel like this weekend has been really exciting. The energy's been really good. You know, we're in eclipse season, which is wild. A lot of crazy transformations happening. I think the lunar eclipse is coming up on the 28th, which is cool. So this has been a wild time. So welcome anybody who's here. Yeah, so the future is not set in stone. Everything is subject to change. These readings are based on the current path that you are on. So yeah, we all have free will. Hi, Meet. Nice to meet you. Yeah, and you guys can ask a question. I answer the free questions intuitively as I see them. But if you feel like you want to donate, you will be put to the top of the list. Hi, Jen. Sweden. Woo. Nice to meet you. All right, Jen, I have one question. Let's do it. Also just want to say real quick, don't do anything regarding health or legal matters or anything I'm not qualified professionally like to answer. That is not my forte. And if you guys have asked me the same question before and it's like too soon, you might not get the response you're looking for. All right. So, yeah, so if you guys want to ask a question. I'm not seeing any. Okay, I'm in Sweden. Ooh, I'll get to you in a second, Stephanie. I travel to Kenya soon in Mombasa. What? What have for vibes? What you have for vibes? So, where is Mombasa in Kenya? I don't know, is that like a city that you're going to? I just don't know. Oh, it is in Kenya. Gotcha. Okay. Just trying to work out the question. Hi, Gaze Insights. Okay. Okay. All right. So you want to know what the vibe is? Let's see. Okay, immediately getting that this is going to be like a really beautiful time. I'm getting a lot of I'm seeing like a queen. You know, you feeling like a queen. I don't know if where you're going is luxurious, but it feels like you're being treated that way. There's this energy of I don't know, I keep seeing you being treated really, really well. I'm getting a bell, like some kind of announcement. This could be you hearing from somebody very important. I'm just getting this very strong, exciting celebration energy. This is not going to be a time where you're just gonna sit back and relax. It feels like you're winning. You're winning at life. The vibes are very positive. And I'm seeing I keep seeing a V. This could be for victory. This could be for, somebody's name, V. But I'm just getting that this is a really exciting time where you feel like everything is kind of unraveling the way it's supposed to. So I really love that for you. And one more, I'm going to try to give you a little bit more here. But it does feel like there is going to be a lot of stress in the beginning, but I see that dissipating. I see things happening. Once the logistics are worked out, I feel like there's going to be much less stress. It's just that things have to balance out. And I feel like in order for you to do that, yeah, I'm getting a lot of luck. I'm just seeing like a rainbow, a feeling of like being accepted. It feels like you might even think of like moving because it's so nice there, because it feels like things are just working out, flowing. Yeah, just in general, whenever I get a rainbow in a reading, it's a sign of some kind of very good energy, positive flowing, love, acceptance. So yeah, I'm gonna move forward, but I would say this is a really positive time for you. All right, I'm going to add Stefania to the list. Okay. Oh shoot. I just realized I have to, okay, give me a second. I might have to take a quick second. Okay, we have Stefania and then Gaze Insights. Okay, and Shraok. And yeah, okay, so after Shraok, I'm gonna quickly take a second. I just have to take a quick break. I know it's soon, but I do have to get something. Okay. All right, Stefania. Let's see what happens. Okay. Is N trying to sabotage my connection with A? Let's see what we see. I feel like it's this person is like pointing to someone else. They're saying, hey, why don't you get with this other person? Because I keep seeing this Queen of Swords. I don't know if you remember, but the Queen of Swords was like, it kept popping up for me in your other readings. It feels like there's somebody that this person is really focused on. And the friend N is like pointing, you know, like, hey, why don't you focus on her? Why don't you focus on this person? And I'm getting that third party energy again. So it does feel like this really isn't about N. Okay. Yeah, so I'm doing Stefania, guys, and I am prioritizing people who donate. Okay. Yeah, so I'm getting like this energy of like, hey, why don't you turn your attention elsewhere? So that's what I would say for that, Stefania. Also, is someone gonna offer me a job soon? Let's see what comes up. Okay, I feel like you're gonna have to make a very quick decision, because I see somebody considering you for a job, but if you don't take that opportunity, you will miss out on it. It feels like you're being considered, like there are two candidates that are being weighed, you know? And I feel like there's a lot of just this energy of feeling like you want to put your trust in a company, but not feeling like you can trust it. So, yeah. It does feel like you're going to get an offer, but it just feels like you're going to have to make a very quick decision if you want this to work. And let me see if I can get you more detail on like the when. Yeah, this winter I feel like is going to be job season for you. I see your career really taking a shift during the winter. Oh yeah. It feels like, let's see, it's August, September, November, no wait, October, November. I could see November being a really powerful time for you. I'm like seeing within the next 3 months, I'm seeing winter time. So yeah, I would say that is when I really see things taking off for you career-wise. I'm seeing like I'm definitely seeing an offer, but I see things being like very cutthroat. So, all right. Going to move forward. Thank you, Stephanie. And I'll add you to the list, but I will take a quick second after Shraok. I just have to, I forgot to do something real quick, and it's kind of urgent. All right, gaze insights. I plan to get into a card selling business. Ooh, part-time. Will it be successful, or should I attempt another ability or idea? All right. First of all, the creative energy is creating. Like I'm getting a lot of this depth. Let me see. Interesting. Wow. Okay. So I actually feel like this is an amazing opportunity for you. I feel like money is going to be tight, okay, with the Four of Pentacles reverse. Feels like you're like having to save, hold on to money. But I do feel like this is going to take off. With this Ace of Pentacles, there's a whole new world out there for you. This is a seed that's being planted that I see growing. And I feel like things are really going to find balance. Things are going to last, you know, because you have to build it from the ground up. It feels like something gradual, but something really epic. So I would not, yeah, I would not see this in a bad light. I would say things are going to take off for you. You just might have to save. Money might not flow right away. Yes. And I do feel like it's going to feel like you want to give up. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be kind of rough at first. That's just what I'm seeing. Like you're gonna feel a little bit, I see it struggling, you know? But I do see you being off, this leading to like a major opportunity for you. I see new money coming in. Yeah, an offer, you know? It's going to have to maybe fail before it gets better, okay? It will fail before it gets better. But I do see it getting way better and it working out for you. Yeah. This could feel like this is a major time to make a change in your life. And this business could be exactly what you need to get yourself back on your feet. You know? This is exactly what you need. So I would not fret too much about it. Okay. All right. Hi guys. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I'm gonna read. Okay, I added Stephanie, and then I'm adding B. Smith, and then Stephanie. Okay, I'm doing Shraok next. Thank you guys, insights. So after Shraok, I'm gonna take a quick second. I have to take care of something, and then I'll be right back. It will be very quick. Shraok. Okay. What are the next energies of me and M, Aries, X? Okay. Ooh. This feels heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's look. Interesting. I do feel like things are definitely not over for you. Like there is some, it's almost like your relationship, your, you know, what your connection, okay, is like a boulder. It's very difficult to break it. Very difficult. And it feels like no matter what, there is some, it's going to be very difficult to move on. I'm getting this feeling of like waiting. You're waiting, they're waiting patiently for you, and feeling sort of crushed. Feeling crushed. I feel like they want to tell you how they feel. They want to tell you how they feel. They want to see where things go, but it feels like they're waiting. Like the ball's in your court, and they have so much that they want to say to you, which is interesting. Shraok. It does feel like this is not something that is healthy. I'm getting like release your ex, right? It's something that you might have to let go of in order to be able to rebuild. But let me tell you, with the stone, I'm also getting a lot of stability, right? Security. This does feel like it could stand the test of time, but you have to get through this hurdle. And what I'm seeing is you have to clear out your energy, right? There's a lot of negative energy just like hovering above you two. And this just feels like you have to get rid of that, or you're never going to be able to see this person as anything other than an ex. But let me tell you, like, there is something here. It's just that this person is just waiting for you. I'm getting like, I'm waiting patiently. I'm waiting. But finding out the truth crushed me. I want to tell you how I feel. I want to tell you more. I want to talk to you. So that is what I'm getting, Shraok. I know it's hard. It feels like there's a lot of heaviness, a lot of like pain there. It feels intense. But there is something very solid about this. And this person is going to be in your life. Yeah. Well, I'm telling you that he's waiting for you, okay? So I feel like there's this energy of like things are not finished, you know? Things are not over. There's a lot of unfinished business. So, yeah. All right, moving forward. I'm going to take a quick second, guys. I just have to take care of something, and I'll be right back. But I've got Stephanie on here. I've got B. Smith, Stephanie, and then Dan. And if you're not here when I get back, I'm not going to be long, but if you're not here, you can always watch your reading back. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back. Sorry for this. Okay, y'all. My bad. Thank you for waiting for me. That was nice of you. All right, so we have, I see you, Vanessa. And guys, if you are donating via PayPal, make sure to let me know, okay? Sometimes I don't get those notifications. Okay. So right now I am prioritizing people who donate, but I want to welcome everybody. And when there aren't people who are on the queue, I take questions as they come intuitively. So yeah. And also, what else did I want to say? Yeah, I mean, subscribe, and you can always book a reading with me on my website, zoethepsychic.com, if you want to dive deeper. Okay. Stephanie. All right, let's see. Is this relationship with A, is it currently real? Are you asking if like this connection is still like exists, or? Oh, is the relationship he's in real? Let's see what happens. Gotcha. So I feel like the energy for me is that the intention is real. I know this is complicated, okay? But I'm getting a lot of denial. This feeling of like he's denying that it's not meant to be. So I do see a real connection that he has with this other person, but I feel like he can't fully see them for who they are. There's this feeling of denial, this feeling of having like not childlike, being naive. Yeah, there is definitely a strong, like a connection there, but it feels like he's in denial about it. Yeah. And it's giving me that Queen of Swords energy. Although I feel like this person is really terrible for them because it just feels like they're dragging them down, you know? This is very unpredictable. It also feels like it's not gonna last, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If about that, it doesn't feel like a long-lasting situation. Yeah, interesting. I'm gonna add Dylan. Oh, lemon, limes, Lulu. All right, lemon, limes, Lulu, and then Dylan. All right, so we did Stephanie. Now B. Smith is next. Thank you, Stephanie. Sorry that it's so like up and down. All right, Leo's feelings and actions towards me this week. Why am I getting like financial challenges? Like this person facing financial struggles that are affecting this sort of connection. It feels like their inability to step up has a lot to do with practicality. Okay, I'm getting a lot of stress on their end to the point where they're holding back because they're very stressed out. I'm seeing like a lot of anxiety. They're overthinking a lot, like really overthinking about the situation. And I feel like they're not being forthcoming with you in general. Like they're hiding things. They're hiding the reality of the situation. And they really don't know where this is coming from. I feel like this person really just doesn't know what you want. They don't have a full understanding of you. I'm getting this need to talk to you, this need to like discuss things with you. There's a feeling of like this person likes your mind. They like the way your mind works. Your intellect turns me on. Like it feels like there's this energy of, hey, I want to reach out, but I don't actually know what you want. I don't know why this is happening. Like there's a lot of confusion, okay? This feels like mental games, mind games. You know, it feels like there's so much confusion, overthinking, not understanding what's happening. In general, like this person sees you as someone who maybe even is giving mixed signals. So I don't feel like this person is going to necessarily reach out to you. It feels more like they're confused. I'm getting so much confusion from them. It just feels like they're like, I don't really know. I don't really know where you stand, what you want, or why this happened. I don't know. There's a lot of energy of like, this is a feeling like you just have no idea where this is going. And I want to be like, oh, this person really cares about you and has feelings for you. But what I'm getting is they're just really anxious when it comes to you. There's a feeling of stress, like the situation is complicated, or it feels a little bit stifling, like unsustainable. I feel like this person really wants to kiss you, or they really want to touch you, but at the same time, it feels like they're confused as to where you stand, you know? Yeah. Very weird. So I don't know if that resonates with you, B. Smith, but that is where what I'm seeing here. I'm not saying there isn't a connection. I just feel like there's so much confusion coming from this. So I don't really know how else to interpret that. And I would be wary of letting yourself get too caught up in this, if I'm being real. All right, I'm gonna add, so after Dylan, I'm adding meat, cow, I don't know, meat, I'll just write meat. And then I'm adding Marilyn, welcome back. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Okay. Oh, shoot. I will be right back. I apologize for that. I'm a little all over the place today. Okay. Stephanie, we are back. Thanks, guys. All right. You mentioned the song A is releasing is not about me. So does he use me as an inspiration, like in general, when he makes music? Yeah, so I think this is something that I mentioned last time, that while this song isn't about you, he does use you, but I'm gonna just look at the cards for confirmation for you. Okay, so my answer is immediately yes. I'm just getting this energy of like, he does think about you. Not for everything, not for this song, but I'm just getting like this energy of like him being inspired by your energy. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna move forward. I feel like that's the answer to that question. Okay, thank you, Stephanie. All right, after Marilyn, we have Donna and Stefania. Yes, and then we have Stephanie, and we have the FC. Welcome. All right, guys. Welcome back to everyone who's here. It does feel like I recognize a lot of you, but welcome to anyone who's new here. I'm prioritizing donations, but I will try to get to your questions if I can. And yeah, let me add the FC again. If you guys do donate via PayPal, let me know. All right. So right now on the list we have Dan, Vanessa, Lemon Limes Lulu, Dylan, Meet, Marilyn, Donna, Stefania, Stephanie, the FC, the FC. Yes. All right, Dan. Welcome. And if you guys don't want to wait, you can always watch this back. Make sure you asked your question. And if this does cut off, I will just go back and continue. I won't like leave you hanging. I have an opportunity. Is it above board? Energy. Very vague, but let's see what the cards have to say. Let's get a good energy read here. Whoa, lots of unknowns. Okay. I'm getting a lot of negative vibes. I feel like there's a feeling of exhaustion, okay? I'm just getting a lot of exhaustion, and it feels like you don't have a lot of control over the situation. I don't know if this involves traveling. It just feels like things are moving so fast. And I just get this, like, I even get the unknown card. It just feels like there's a lot of uncertainty. And with the Five of Cups, this is just giving me like disappointment, exhaustion, feeling like things are going too fast, going like the energy is just like knocking the wind out of you. Am I the only person they're offering this to? Let's see. So, literally the competition card, right? It feels like this is an offer, right? You're literally competing with people. This is not a situation that is just about you. It's like you're being pinned against another person. It feels like it's not like horrible, but it does feel like you definitely have competition, or you're definitely, there's more people considered. Yeah. So that is a good question. I'm glad it helped. All right, I'm gonna add, after the FC, I'm gonna add Sonali. Welcome, guys. All right, Vanessa. I'm gonna try to get through these quickly so that everyone gets a chance. All right, what is the outcome of me going back to job S? I feel like if you go back to job S, this is going to be a really like exciting new opportunity. It's kind of like starting fresh. It feels like a blank slate. It does feel like you really need to trust your instincts here. I'm getting a feeling of like, your higher calling is different, but at the same time, it's kind of like what you need right now. And the Fool is just giving me like, this is the beginning of something new, something exciting, just going back to this. However, the Four of Pentacles reverse is also giving me like this need to hold on to your finances. Making this change is not going to necessarily improve your finances. I feel like that's something you might have to wait for that to grow. So yeah, I feel like this could be a really good opportunity. A lot of possibilities ahead. But I would say financially, it doesn't feel like you're making as much as you think. Yeah. I do feel like with the brownie reverse, this is like a moment of burnout. You have to be careful not to... It feels like a position where you're doing a lot of work for not a lot of money. Like you get underpaid for it. There's just this energy of like, I'm not being paid enough for everything that I'm doing. So that is the energy that I'm seeing for you, Vanessa. I hope that was insightful. All right, we have Lemon Lime's Lulu is next. Are Cappy and Leo going to end the romance soon? Let's see what comes up. I see like a lot of, this feels very sexual, their connection. This doesn't even feel very romantic. It feels, it's like passionate, but I don't see it lasting. It feels very like short. This could be like a fling or a feeling of like, this doesn't feel like a long-term connection. Yeah, it feels like it's not going to last. It feels like the Cappy needs, like has very high standards, or they need more. Yeah, it feels like when I get the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this person is kind of a snob, you know, kind of like stuck up. Very, could be very materialistic or shallow. And it feels like their defenses are up. You know, it feels like they're sort of on the defense. It feels inauthentic, you know, like they can't accept you, right? 10 of Cups reversed. A lot of these reversals are giving me like this energy of like, I'm just kind of going to push people away. But as far as the connection goes between these two, it feels very passionate, but I don't see it lasting. So that is the answer. I'm sorry. It does sound very frustrating. And it feels like right now they're kind of just like wandering around in this forest, you know? It doesn't feel like this is maybe end game. It doesn't feel like that. Let me see what comes up. I'm getting on a hot day. I definitely feel like it's going to end within the year, but it's not giving me, yeah, I could see it ending during the summer. It feels like it's going to end. I don't know where you are in the world, but it feels like a very hot time. But I feel it like it's going to end within the year. It says 1 year. So, yes. Hi, Moonlight Shadow. Okay. Well, I guess it depends on where in Europe you are. You know, I was raised in the south of France, which is like really hot. It's like desertic climate. So, but you could go to Sweden and be very cold. So, you know, Austria. Gotcha. Fun, 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 fun. All right. Nice. I love it when people watch me from different countries. It's so exciting. Why do I always drop things? I feel like I need 20 million pencils. All right. Lemon, limes, Lulu. Thank you. Dylan. Yeah. Okay, Dylan. So for those of you who are tuning in, welcome. I am offering readings today, but I am prioritizing donations. All right, Dylan. Okay, why did the Gemini I have been talking to ask me where to buy Jaguar shirts for her? She knows I'm a Jaguars fan and didn't really care about football before I started talking to her. Let's see. Whoa. Keep hearing feminine wiles. That is a term that I've heard lately a lot. I don't know. Someone accused me on a date of having feminine wiles. And I looked that up and it was like someone who's using their feminine wiles to like their feminine energy to like seduce you or make you do things. Like, I don't know, it's like a ploy. But I'm just getting that kind of energy from her. Yeah, it doesn't feel like she's doing it for you. It feels like she's asking because she wants to know for someone else. I feel like a lack of trust on her end. Let's see. I'm getting that you have met your match. I don't see this being her though. I feel like you've already met your true love. Like this person is not who you're meant to be with. I know that's not what you asked, but I'm just getting this energy of like this person, I could see her giving you mixed messages. And it feels confusing, but I do feel like ultimately you need to look a little further into your life because I'm just not getting it being her. I do see her, you know how you want something because you can't have it? Like a lot of people are like this, like the more they can't have something, the more they want it. That's what I'm getting from her. It feels like she knows she can't have you, so she wants you. Does that make sense? But when she gets you, will she hold on to you? I'm getting no. I'm getting that she just kind of wants what she can't have. So that is some message that is coming through. Okay, moving forward. I'm gonna add Dan to the list. Thank you, Dan. I don't plan on being here for too long today. All right. All right, Dylan. Okay, and then we're doing meet. What does my ex feel for me? Thank you for retyping this. His name is Tadsat. Also, my sister called him today. Will he reach out to me? All right, let's start with feelings. Interesting. I keep hearing forgiveness, like you need to forgive each other because it feels like you can't move forward without that. I'm getting that this person sees you as someone very important. I'm getting a lot of like very important energy. You're somebody that has made an impact in their life. But I also feel like they don't see you as part of their path. It feels like they don't really have any hope. I'm getting that they want to tell you how they feel. They've been really working on themselves. but also like it felt like maybe they couldn't let you get close to them. It feels like they're saying, I see you as someone very important, but I wasn't able to really let myself love you. I wasn't able to let myself get close to you. I'm putting up a wall. I'm putting distance. So there's this energy of like, I couldn't let you get close to me. I really want to be able to communicate and tell you how I feel. I want forgiveness, but also just feeling like it's pointless. It's hope. There's no hope. So it is complicated, okay, because I do feel that. Oh, avoidant makes a lot of sense, because avoidants don't hate love, you know, but they do not know how to process it. The moment you really get close and vulnerable, they pull away. And it's something that they really have to work on. So there has to be some form of forgiveness to get closure. But yeah, I'm just getting this energy of like, this person is trying to work on themselves. They wish they could tell you how they feel, but they couldn't let you get close. And they see you as someone that they admire, that they look up to, but there's really no hope. Yeah, it's so confusing, right? Like, I dated a avoidant person for like 11 years, and I will never go back to that because it's really hard to date someone like that. But I get you. I feel you. Because they can be incredibly charming and sweet and loving. It's just that it's not their fault. You know, it's how they were brought up. It's their attachment style. It's not their fault that they're like that, but they know they have to work on it. They do. They have to go to therapy. They can't just get over it on their own. So he likes me, but he doesn't see a future with me. He likes you, but he's not capable of giving you what you're looking for. He's not capable of giving you that. He's literally saying, I like you, but I cannot get close to you. Like, that's what he's saying here. He's saying that you guys need to forgive each other. There needs to be some kind of closure. He'll always think highly of you, but there's really no hope. So that is the message when it comes to him. I'm really sorry you're going through that. It's really brutal. So Zelda, I am offering free questions, but I'm prioritizing donations now. So you can definitely wait and see. If not, you can come back again. All right. I'm gonna add, yeah. All right, Marilyn is next. When Lacey receives my email, what are her thoughts, feelings? Will she want to work with me or even be excited? Let's see. I feel, okay, this is weird, all right? It feels like she sees working with you as a form of freedom. I don't know how else to explain this. The Fool, the Devil, reverse, it feels like it's such an opportunity to be able to just sort of not be lazy, but like not necessarily put in all the effort. Yeah, it's weird. Let me see your question again so I can make sure I am meditating on it. The energy that I'm getting is she's excited. She's very excited, but not because she wants to necessarily do more work, but more because she sees this as an opportunity to get out of her current position or her current situation. I don't know if she's contracted with someone or she has some kind of work that she's already doing. It does feel like this is a situation where she's just trying to, she sees this as a new opportunity. It's something exciting, something new, but it's like part of it is because she doesn't want to work with the people she was working with before, or she needs a change of pace. And she sees this as something that is healthier. She sees this as something with more wiggle room. So that's the energy I'm getting. There's this feeling of more freedom. I feel like you're going to learn a lot from this person. There's a very strong, powerful lesson coming from this situation. Interesting. Yeah. Powerful. Are you kidding me? I'm getting the Fool, the Judgment card, the Devil. This is all these major arcana energies, just so powerful. Like, this feels like a turning point working with this person. So I do see that energy coming through, that excitement, but it's more than that. I feel like there is an energy of, with the puppeteer, it does feel like there might be some kind of misunderstanding coming through in the beginning, and you can't expect her to be on board with everything that you want. It does feel like you're going to have to make some kind of compromise, because I feel like she is getting out of a situation that may be a little restrictive, and now she doesn't want to feel that way. So you might have to lower your expectations a little bit. That's one of the messages that's coming through. All you can do is extend the offer, right? I even got the offering card, you know? That's all you can do. Literally. These cards are so freaking slippery. Anyway, thank you. All right, I'm going to add, welcome guys. Okay. After Dan, it's going to be Raymond and Camilla. Yes, Katie. All right, perfect. So after Marilyn, it's Donna. I'm just going to read this to you guys real quick. We have Donna, Stefania, Stephanie, the FC, Sonali, Dan, Raymond, and Katie. All right, let's do it. Donna. All right, how does my Aquarius crush feel about me? Ooh, Aquarius. Tricky. All right, let's see what we have. Interesting. Okay. Seeing a new love developing from this. This feels intense. Wow. This person has a lot of like I feel like they're a very emotional person. I don't know if they've got other things in their chart, but I'm getting a lot of excitement. There's a lot of like, I see them wanting to take you out or celebrate with you. I could see them wanting to buy you a drink, or I see you going somewhere together. Like, it feels like a date. I'm getting date energy. I do feel like after the date, it might take a while for them to get back in touch with you, but the energy is very strong. New love, new excitement, pleasure. However, this person may not be completely in tune with their own emotions. That's something you might have to deal with. There's a very strong attraction here. I'm just getting attraction. I'm getting new love. I'm getting, you know, the Three of Cups. This feels like a party. This feels exciting. And this person is wondering, like, are you happy? You know, are you happy? And they feel like you don't feel the same way about them that they do. So there's this energy of like, maybe they're reading the room wrong. I see this person watching you or watching your social media. This feels like they want to get to know you. They want to be around you. So this person is like, I would say this person is very interested in you. I do get kind of like, will I say this? Daddy energy. Like, this feels like this person is sort of very masculine, or like there's something about him that is like very protective. Interesting. Don't know if he's a father, but there's this, I'm getting like the father energy for some reason. I don't really do deities tarot. That's not me, but I'm glad you were here. Thank you for showing up. Yes. All right. Well, I'm excited for you. Let me know how that goes. And let me see if you, that was your question, right? Yes. So, ooh, all right. Okay, moving forward. Stefania. Why did M message me? Did he genuinely miss me? Oh, and I'm so sorry you have to question this, even, because like the fact that you feel like you just don't know his intentions. Ironically, I got the Destroyer energy. So this person could have some ulterior motives. We'll see. Ooh. Have you been seeing someone, or it feels like this person's trying to interfere in your life, or they feel like they're trying to interfere in your current love life? Like maybe they see you with somebody else, or they're trying to interfere in your happiness. I feel like this person is trying to bring up old patterns, or they're trying to get into your head a little bit. I can see why you're confused. I feel like this person does not have the best intentions for you. I could see them being a little controlling or domineering. And it feels like they want to treat you like you're a child for some reason. I'm getting this feeling of they might appear to be perfect. But yeah, it does feel, I can get that energy, right? It feels very immature. It feels a little controlling, like there are expectations of you, but he's not even like yours. Does that make sense? And the 10 of Cups is giving me like, okay, but overall, like things might appear like really beautiful, but beneath that, there is this flaw, this immaturity. And I would be wary, okay? I would be wary of this. Let me see if I can pull anything else for you. Oh yeah, this person is starting to understand everything that they've lost. You know, I feel like they're looking for you. They're looking for something, someone like you. There's a feeling of like, I could see this person being very jealous. Yeah. So be aware, all right? Not everything is as it seems. Trust your intuition here. This person doesn't have positive intentions. This is destructive. They're trying to destroy things for you, ruin things. All right. Stephanie. Oh, well, there you have it. Somaya, welcome back. Okay, I will write your name down after Katie or Camilla. Somaya. Yes. All right. Stephanie. Let's see. Stephanie. Is A's girlfriend toxic with him? Let's see what comes up. I definitely feel like a lot of their relationship is sparkles. They're not it's not necessarily deep. Yeah, it does feel toxic because it feels like she is not in it because of love. She's in it for money. She's in it for like recognition, or there's some kind of thing that she's getting out of it that doesn't have to do with feelings or emotions, and I would call that pretty toxic. And I feel like she makes him work for it. She makes him work for her love, or there's something about it where it's like, I have to chase. And I just feel like she's not being completely open about who she is with him. Seven of Cups reversed, this idea of like smoke and mirrors, wearing a mask. So they've got a long way to go, for sure. All right, moving on. Thank you, Stephanie. The FC. All right. Would reach out by the end of the year? Oh my God, for a sec I thought you said by the end of the war. Okay. Would reach out by the end of the year? What would he likely want to say, and would it help our relationship? Thanks. Okay. Let's see what comes up. Well, I definitely see him reaching out, that's for sure. Let's see. Oh yeah. I feel like winter is a big time for you. I could see him reaching out within the next 3 months. It will likely be on a rainy day. Could be on a Monday. I'm also getting a 10. 10 indicate like completion. But yeah, there's definitely a lack of closure here. Let me see. It feels like you guys are on different pages. And I feel like that's what you will ultimately talk about, how you're on different pages with him. It does feel like you guys don't share the same goals or the same vision. So even if you wanted this to work, even if you wanted to be together, it feels like you're ultimately on different paths. Like, but the thing about it is, I'm getting that has some sort of regret. They feel like they really miss you. They could be themselves with you. But also, there's a reason why things didn't work out the way you wanted them to, right? It feels like it's more like closure than it is. Like, they might want to get back with you, or they might want to be around you, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily a good thing to do that, because in the long run, you guys are very different and you're on different wavelengths. So you have to decide what you want to do. But that is what I'm seeing. All right, I'm gonna add Libra to the list after Somaya. All right. Okay, second question, the FC. What do you mean? I mean that you guys don't share the same vision. Like, you don't want the same things in a relationship. Like, while he might have feelings for each other, it feels like you don't have the same desires in the long run. All right, I'm going to look at your next question. What is the energy surrounding my application to school? L, and would I get the scholarship I have in mind? Thanks. All right. Interesting. I'm not getting a lot of, like, it feels like people from higher up. I'm getting someone feeling like too greedy, like when it comes to money. Like, it feels like this person is making a judgment on your application, and it's like you aren't, like, they're in it for the money for some reason. And I know a lot of institutions are like this, but it feels like they don't want you, not because you're not good at what, you know, you're not good enough, but it feels like I'm just picturing like this old person sitting at a table looking at your application and being like, I need more, you know? Like, it's not enough. And so I do feel like you shouldn't give up, but is there any way you can like add more to your application, spice it up? Because it doesn't feel authentic for some reason. It doesn't feel like enough. Yeah. There's this kind of emptiness. I know that's weird to talk about when it comes to practical matters, but that is okay. Well, I'm telling you, you need to add more to it. There has to be more versatility. It could be that you need to add more activities, right? It feels very, what is the word? It just doesn't feel like diverse enough. It feels like you need more listings of what makes you interesting or what makes you stand out, because it feels very generic right now. And I'm getting that this person who's reviewing it or who would review it is craving more, like but with the star, this is giving me like there is hope, right? You're on the right path. I wouldn't give up. This is a very important time. And I could see this really working for you, but I'm just getting this energy of like, there needs to be more. Make sure you list any extracurricular activities or give them a little more of your personality. I feel like this is just, it's not up to you at the end of the day, but I'm getting like this energy of like these people are selfish, you know? You're putting a lot in the hands of someone else who is greedy. And I'm getting a little nepotism coming through. Like they would put someone, you know, in their own family over you. And as far as like the scholarship goes, let's say this all works out and you do manage to spice up this application and it goes through. Let me see. Let me try to take a look at your scholarship. Why did sorry, I have been shuffling these cards and I flipped some of them over. All right. Look at your scholarship. All right. I feel like, I don't know why this is happening, but it feels like because of the circumstances that maybe you come from, it's like you were set up to fail, okay? It's like people are working against you. I don't see you getting this scholarship that you want. I'm literally seeing people being dicks about it, honestly. That doesn't mean you shouldn't give up. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't, you know, try, but it does feel like right now that energy is overwhelming of someone being, it feels like, yeah, I'm getting that overwhelming feeling. Wow. So, I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this stress, but ultimately I feel like this isn't a bad reading. It's just telling you, yeah, if you don't add more to it, if you don't make it more interesting, add more flavor, it's not going to work. I am getting maybe a creative energy, like a need to express. I don't know if this is like an art situation, but I'm getting with the Page of Cups, you might have to write like an essay or something like that. It just feels very like you need to be more creative. All right, I'm gonna read Sonali next. Can I have a general love reading? Sure. Okay, I'm getting a lot of like twin flame energy. I feel like your twin flame is coming through. I'm seeing like your divine counterpart. Katie, you're after Raymond. So it's Sonali, Dan, Raymond, Katie, Somaya, and Libra. Yeah, so Sonali, I'm getting like this twin flame energy. It feels very powerful. It feels like you have to let go of the past for this person to come in. But I am just seeing a lot of like healing. I see this person healing you and also helping you through a lot of like family issues or family ups and downs. that you need to overcome. Yeah. Welp, this is a good sign. I'm getting that this person is like a very masculine energy. This feels like someone who really has this kind of traditional, they're very traditional, very powerful, more dominant. But I do feel like they are here to like get you out of your shell. I'm getting that sometimes they suppress their emotions, but I feel like you are like walking temptation to them. They're very interested in you, and it feels like they can be themselves with you. It just feels like you're somebody that they can't have for some reason. Like they're seeing you as like someone that, yeah, it feels like you're unattainable. And I think a lot of this is really beautiful because it means that you're going to have somebody that you really evolve with and grow. And I'm getting that this person is really funny. I'm seeing them laughing like you can't even, it's going to be very difficult to be serious because, yeah. I feel like this person works in finances or the economy, or they're a business owner. It feels like they're a natural leader. I could see you meeting them at a bar or over drinks. It just feels like you vibe with them, and they might come across as like a kind of a player at first, but this really clicks. Like this person is definitely your twin flame. Now keep in mind that twin flames don't always end up in relationships with you, but it does feel like a very powerful connection coming through. So it's going to be intense. There's a lot of intensity here. Yeah. I like it. All right. We are doing Dan next. And I'm going to add the FC after Libra. Okay, Dan, I do not know what that question says. If you could rephrase it. Oh, are they keeping their true behavior from me? Like lying, essentially? Are they closer to another in the situation, just using me to help them short term? Like, is it worth my time at all? Okay. Let's see. All right. So I'm immediately getting the energy of like you being sort of stuck. Like you not hearing from them for a while. It just feels like, it doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere. You know, it feels like with the Chariot, it does feel like it will go somewhere, but at first it will take a long time. Yeah. This is the energy I'm getting here. I feel like this is not something you should give up on, because I feel like it's actually very in alignment with you and with your energy. But I do feel like it will take a long time. So you might have to take a detour to get there. I don't even feel like they're really thinking about you right now. It does feel like it's not moving forward or backwards in this way. But the Chariot is like saying like, okay, but you're on the way to success. Like you're on the way to achieving your goals. You're on the way there. I feel like this is going to be a really good opportunity for you. So yeah, it's complicated. I wish I could just say like, you know, oh, this is going to be great. I don't feel like they're being authentic with you, but ultimately I feel like that doesn't matter in the end. That's what I would say. But it ultimately also comes down to timing and how quickly you want this to work, right? That's kind of what I'm getting at. All right. Moving forward, Raymond is next. Thank you. Raymond. Who's coming for me in love for the rest of 2026? All right, let's see. Interesting. I'm getting some relationship drama. I feel like things are going to get pretty dramatic for you in 2026. I see you entering into a relationship with someone, but it turns out that this someone else, it feels like someone else is trying to get in between you and cause drama for this relationship. So I do see you in a situation where you're being forced to decide if something is worth it. I feel like trust is a big theme for you here. I'm seeing someone coming through that you're having trouble trusting because there's a third party or there's someone trying to interfere. So it feels very like a really big deal. This person will capture your heart. This person, you have to decide, are they worth it? Because it does feel like this is a strong connection. I could see you actually meeting this person on the street or in a, like on the sidewalk. Like I could see this person being someone you run into. I'm seeing like a bridge. I'm seeing walking down the street. It feels like this person is someone you wouldn't normally go for, but they have this allure. They have this feeling about them. I also get that they like to volunteer. They're very their community is very important to them. I could see this being a cultural thing. Yeah, so I do see love for you. It just feels like a lot of drama. I'm getting a very masculine energy. Like this person feels very protective. Yeah, this just feels very protective, very manly, I guess. They have a big energy, and I feel like they have broad shoulders. Like there's somebody that takes up a lot of space. Yeah. They've got some insecurities, and it might feel like at first you're not compatible, but I feel like it's really going to be up to you to decide that. You know, it's not going to be up to the cards. Yeah, and I'm getting, you know, Aries, Scorpio. I'm getting Cancer, I'm getting Gemini. So this is weird, but exciting. Hi, Queen of Swords. Hi, Anne. All right. So, moving forward. Thank you, Raymond. All right. Katie. I see you, Queen of Swords. Okay, and after Queen of Swords, guys, I'm going to take, I gotta take a food break for like 10 minutes. I gotta eat some dinner or else I will suffer. All right, Katie, let's do this. Nice to see you again. Okay. How is John as a man for a relationship? What will come of us? Oof. But does this person have money? Because I'm getting a lot of like material wealth, or like you guys making a lot of money. I feel like this person is very supportive of you. I could see them like financing you or financing your career or helping you out. It does feel like I see this person being a little bit impatient. I could see them getting annoyed quickly or oversensitive, like petty arguments, nothing too wild or intense. It just feels like there's some arguments. I do feel like, you know, you both deserve love. This person doesn't feel very loving. This feels like this person is more about stability. They're more grounded. They're more about security than they are about emotions. So ask yourself, like, is that okay? Like, is that what you're looking for? Because some of us just really need someone to provide and help support us, and others of us need something more like intense and emotional. Well, if you feel like he's treating you well and he's keeping you safe, then so be it, you know? I do feel like this is a situation that's more like an awakening for you. Emotions are waking up. I could see things becoming more beautiful as time goes on. Oh, well, that makes sense. There's a lot of that earthy energy. But it does feel like things are opening up, you know, emotionally as time goes on. I could see him, like, becoming more affectionate with you. So I would say this is pretty decent when it comes to love, when it comes to a relationship. Remember, you are lovable. You deserve love, okay? And I am getting that this is a really positive situation. I could see you guys having a family together. I'm actually getting, like, I'm seeing a child in the situation too. But it feels like this is a very, like, mature situation. Except when you guys disagree. That's what I will get at. Not everything is perfect, but this doesn't seem like a bad thing at all. I love that. I love that for you. All right, guys. All right, Somaya. And then remember, for anyone who's going to donate, Somaya, Libra, the FC Queen. After Queen of Swords, I'm going to just take a quick lunch or dinner break. Can you believe I said lunch? All right. Somaya. Okay, posted your question above. All right, my question is, what are my BF's, Dimitri's feelings and intentions versus Anthony, a guy I was seeing for 1.5 years, but he was blocking me and unblocking me to hang out and chill and get intimate. Oh my God, the frustration. All right. All right. We're going to look at Dimitri's. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Feelings first. Ooh. Why am I getting a little like toxic energy? Let me see. Could be very sexual, like I'm getting some tension. Like you guys are like having fun. Let me see. Oh yeah. There's a feeling of like this person not being as stable as you want them to be, and they know it. Like their life is kind of a mess, and they're not necessarily capable of being there for you in the way that you need right now. I do feel like there are a lot of questions coming up with Dimitri's. So that's what I'm seeing. I feel like, I don't know, does he have a kid? Because I'm getting like some children or childlike energy. This feels like this person knows that they're kind of a hot mess for some reason. And they may not be, I'm getting they're a little impulsive. This might be Anthony that I'm picking up on. But it feels like you kind of have to adapt a lot to their lifestyle. Okay. Like, he's a good guy, but I have to see Anthony, because I think about Anthony at times because we're seeing each other for 1.5 years. I get that. I'm telling you, like, Demetrius, like, I'm getting a lot of, like, toxic energy here. I feel like there's a lack of seriousness, some impulse, and you're gonna have to keep your expectations, like, your mind very open when it comes to him. Now I'm gonna look at Anthony and see what I see there. I think the reason you're sensing so much like feelings from Anthony is because you know that there's a very strong connection. Like I'm getting, this could be like a future husband kind of energy, but it does feel like, and it does feel like this person is sort of your soulmate. Like I feel like the reason you're so feeling that, the problem is of course all this drama, the blocking, the pain, right? But I'm getting like that this person, I'm seeing marriage energy. I'm seeing that this person could be like your true love. Like I feel like that's what's so confusing. Because obviously you want to be with someone who treats you well, right? But I feel like Anthony, there is something really special. I feel like Anthony is watching you or stalking you on social media. I feel like they can't, Anthony has trust issues. Definitely getting that he's not over you. Still has very strong feelings for you. So, yeah, I think it's hard because you have to do what's best for you, obviously. But I am telling you that I see this connection with Anthony. It's very strong. And this person is very much a soulmate. But you also have to keep an open mind and try to see where things go with Demetrius, right? So I can't tell you what to do about it. But I feel like when I look at Demetrius, it feels very empty. You know, it feels like I'm seeing like an empty room. And I feel like Anthony you're kind of like learning something. There's a very powerful spiritual lesson here. Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of the reason Anthony's not capable right now of treating you well is that it's very much like this mentality of like, I don't know, I'm getting some toxic masculinity from him. Like a feeling of like, oh, he can't fully process his emotions in like a healthy way. So yeah, I guess you have to kind of decide if that's okay with you. All right, I'm going to move forward. I hope that helped, Somaya. Okay, we have Queen of Swords and Kaja, I see you. I will do your reading after Queen of Swords, but I have announced that I'm going to be taking a quick dinner break for 10 minutes after Queen of Swords. So, all right, Libra. You're welcome. Libra. Let's see. What is the third party? Okay, sorry. I have to read. All right, what is the current energy between him and the third party? Let's see. Ooh. Immediately, I'm getting like being on the fence, feeling torn, wish-washy. I feel like he likes the idea of like a life with this third party, but I feel like he's not meeting that threshold. Like what he's striving for, he can't sustain it. It feels like it's not stable. And I feel like he has 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Yeah. So that is weird. Let me see. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Let's see what else. I feel like they have a very strong emotional and physical connection. I'm not gonna lie. There is that there. I could see them having really strong love, but I do feel like he's on the fence. He's feeling very torn about it. He's feeling very like conflicted. There's a lot of inner conflict because he knows that this person, I could see him seeing a future, but also feeling like he can't meet that future. Like he's not capable of it, of giving that. I hope that makes sense. But I don't see it being financially. Let me see. Let me look before I say anything. I'm not getting financially. I'm not getting that. It feels more like there's a feeling of like loneliness, like him feeling like he can't be like her partner. He can't be that for her. I'm getting that he has a lot of pain, a lot of trauma, and he has some wounds that he just is basically making it so that it's also like a self-esteem thing. I feel like this person has very low self-esteem, and he's trying to feel something, like to fill a void. And so it's really hard for him to be anything other than what he is, you know? Like he's not going to be able to change that for this person. Yeah. It's like I don't see them together, you know? I'm just getting a lot of like insecurity him feeling pain from the past, or him wanting to feel good again, but not being able to get that. And he's seeking that, you know? There's just this insecure energy, this feeling of like, this very low self-worth. So I'm feeling like he was more of a distraction than a person, or that maybe not feeling important. I'm getting a little depression or like isolation. So it's very hard for him to see a future. Yeah. Yay. Okay, I'm going to do the FC. And I did see you, Queen of Swords. I will do your reading after dinner then. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm getting pretty hungry. All right. We'll do the FC now, and then I'll come back and I'll do the Queen of Swords and Kaja. Thank you, guys. Yeah, hangry readings are not good. Gotta be better about that. All right, my third question is in the comments. Please, can you go deeper into what you mean by I and being on different pages? Okay. Okay. I feel like it comes down to lifestyles. I feel like you have an energy of like you want things to move forward. You want to feel like things are flowing. I feel like you have this energy of like you want to feel pleasure. You want to travel. You want to do things. And I feel like is very comfortable. Like they're just so comfortable where they're at. There's a feeling of like, I'm secure. I don't really want to or need to push myself or do more. I don't want to grow. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. And I don't want to make all the decisions. I'm not going to be assertive. You know what I mean? It feels like you're not going to be able to, yeah, it just feels like you're not going to, like, they're very indecisive, whereas you're like, I'm going to take what I want. I want to feel pleasure. I want to feel joy. I want to be with someone who balances me out. And this person is really concerned with like practical matters. I don't see him being closed off. It's more like indecisive. You know how in a relationship, you don't want to be the only one who's making decisions, right? You're not the one who wants to always decide where to go for date night or what to do. Like it feels very much like you are in a situation with him where he's so focused on, he's so comfortable. He could be a couch potato, right? He's so like in his zone where he's like, I don't really need to grow. I don't really need to flow. Flow, you know? So I don't see him being closed off. It's more like you guys don't have the same, for you, a lot of it is about the experiences, the journey, right? You have this huge heart, and I feel like he's very sort of focused on like being where he's at. Yeah, I'm getting a very passive energy, a feeling of like wish-washiness, not being able to make up his mind when it comes to his feelings, and just feeling like pretty good where he's at. And I feel like you guys have just a different energy, all right? So that's what I'm seeing for you in it's not that he doesn't have feelings. I feel like he could offer you something very stable, but I do feel like it could be stifling for you. Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I mean. It feels like he doesn't even know what he wants in the end, you know? It's confusing. I feel like he's confusing himself too. I also feel like he struggles with boundaries and really owning up to his own needs. Like, he has to be able to communicate his needs to you. And I'm just getting like a lot of mixed messages. Like, he has to be straightforward, you know, communicate, and I'm just not getting that energy from him. It feels like you're not getting like a straight answer because you're just not like, it's like the energy of this dynamic is not grounded. And that is where I will stop. I'm gonna go grab some food, and I will come back. Welcome, Jen. But I appreciate you, the FC. So when I come back, I'll read Queen of Swords, Kaja, and Jen. It will probably be 10 to 15 minutes. And so I probably will be back at, if so, 7, I can do math, 7:10. Okay. Eastern time, sorry. All right. 7:10 Eastern time. And I just gotta feed my cats too because they are staring at me like I'm in a horror movie or something. Come on, babies. I'm just gonna plug my phone in so it doesn't die on you guys. That would suck. Real quick. I appreciate you guys being so patient. Yeah, that would suck. All right, guys. Woo! I just had the best chicken sausages with tomatoes and mozzarella. That was a good dinner. That was really good. Very fulfilling. I feel rejuvenated. Anyway. All right, Queen. Storytime kitchen. Okay, well I told you last time you would be first because you paid last time. So you want to ask your question now? You can. All right, so it's the Storytime kitchen, the Queen of Swords, Kaja, and Jen. Oh my God. Hello. So do you want to ask your question? And then I can make sure to get to you, or should I go with the Queen of Swords? Okay. Zoe, which will I ever get more? Sending this belated card to CC or not sending it to him? Excellent. Whoa. I'm getting a lot more negativity if you send the card than if you choose not to. I feel like you'll regret it more if you send it. It's just giving that energy. I feel like I'm seeing the Two of Cups reversed. It's just giving me like a connection breaking or feeling delayed. Yeah, it's like the least loving thing you can do for yourself. But also, it's just giving me like detached. Like I feel like if you send it, it's going to feel like this person kind of ignores it or they're indifferent. They don't really care, okay? I'm getting just like a feeling of not caring. But if you do send it, wait. Okay. If you send it, I feel like they're just not going to care, okay? If you don't send it, I feel like there is going to be some kind of learning lesson that comes from this. I don't feel like it's going to be anything like long lasting or serious. It just feels like you just kind of have to live with it. You have to live with the circumstances. That's the energy I'm getting. It doesn't feel... It just feels like a learning curve. Yeah. I feel like in this situation, you hold the cards. You're in control, okay? So you'd be sort of giving that up in many ways. It would be like reversing your fortune, reversing your fate if you sent the card, if you sent it to him. This kind of giving up control, giving up. And I do feel like ultimately what I'm getting is that you don't need him in any way. I'm feeling this. It's like this sort of need for independence. Like he could have guided you, or he could have been there for you in a way. He could have done something, but it didn't happen. Like, and you just kind of have to rely on yourself anyway. It just feels like that. I don't really know how else to explain it. It's just this energy of like, he's not going to help you. He's not going to be there for you. So take a second to like give yourself a pat on the back, you know. The other day you said you saw him wanting to reconnect with me. Do you not see that any longer? Do you still see him reaching out if I don't? I feel like, I mean, when it came to your question, as far as like that, I feel like this is a very different question, but I feel like I'm still getting this desire for him to reach out. I don't know. I'm getting this desire for him to connect with you, but I do feel like if you send this card, it's going to be received in a way where he's going to act like he doesn't care. There's like a nonchalant feeling, like a detached energy, where he knows he holds the cards, right? That's the energy I'm getting if you send it. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't like care about you. I'm gonna look again at what, at that to see if I see anything else. But the energy I'm feeling is about the card, is about you reaching out. Yeah, it does feel, oh my God. See, I do feel like there's a strong connection here. It does feel that way. Like this person literally can't stop thinking about you, or they really want to connect with you. But it doesn't feel like this is the way to go about it, It just doesn't. It feels like he's going to respond in maybe a passive way, or like he's not capable of showing you the respect or affection that you need. And it just feels like that is, yeah, it feels like toying with you a little bit. I do feel like you can't really rely on him right now. It's just the energy I'm getting, this feeling of like, okay, he's not going to support you. Doesn't mean he's not thinking about you or doesn't care about you. It just feels like as a response to the card, it feels like he's kind of ignoring you, or there's a detached energy. He hasn't helped me and has chosen not to be there for me. So if I do nothing, will he make a move towards me? Let's see. I see this person being very hung up on you for sure. Let me see. I feel like he might approach you with the intention of being friends with you instead of lovers. I could see that. I feel like it's very friend-based. There's a need to take that approach. Yeah, honestly, I don't see him really going the extra mile for you. It feels like he's going to get in touch with you, but more in like a friendly way, very platonic, very like, yeah, like detached. Like he can't reconcile with the feelings. What is he looking for from you? Oh boy, that is the question. You know what? I'm getting this energy of like, he hasn't had a lot of really healthy, positive friendships in his life. And I feel like what he needs right now is a friend. It's not a lover. It's like he needs someone to be his friend. I feel like he doesn't have that for himself, like a real friend. And I think that might be what you need to be for him. despite how you feel, despite how he feels. It just feels like this energy is very much like, okay, I don't think you're capable of being there for me in the way you need. So let's be friends. You know, let's support each other in this way. I don't see him necessarily reaching out, but I do see him talking about you to other people. I see it kind of going around. Like you hear it from someone else, which is maybe not what you're looking for, right? Because you want someone who's more direct and is going to be able to connect with you on a deeper level. And it does feel like this person is sort of going in a roundabout way to get your attention, or it feels a little passive aggressive. Does that make sense? Like they don't want to approach you outright, but they're like talking to other people about you. Yeah. He certainly is passive aggressive. Okay, well, it just feels like there's this energy of like, I'm getting the cards being like, I don't know, I'm seeing him talking about you, but it doesn't have to be someone that you have in common as well. Like he could just be saying like, oh, talking to someone, but it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like it's kind of irrelevant. It just feels like he's not being direct, you know? So it's more about like what you do about it. Is this something you want to pursue? Is this something you want to go about? Yeah. I'm just getting a lot of like roundabout energy, not being necessarily open, but I could definitely see this person needing a friend right now. Last but inquiring, do you see any kind of meaningful pronating connection for him with anyone? Oh, romantic. Let's see what comes up. I feel like love is always going to be really hard for him. But I do feel like there's somebody coming through for him that is, it feels like very slow, like a slow burn. Like this person starts out as friends and it becomes more. I'm just getting this like platonic turning into more. I don't see this person necessarily. I don't see this person being you. I feel like this is kind of like a, yeah, it feels like this is something that gradually happens. So I do see it being a yes, but it will take a while and it has to be something that he sees through, right? So that is difficult right now because I don't feel like he's in a position to do that. Yeah, it's going to require a lot of patience on his end. Hi, Kath. And it feels like everything's really going to unfold in divine timing, you know, when it's supposed to. So, yeah. Do I see that working out in the long term? Okay. Yes, I do. I feel like it will turn romantic in the long term. I do see it speeding up as time goes on and it turning into something. I think it's more of like, can he overcome his own stressors and anxieties and mental blocks that are stopping him from being emotionally able to like give and receive love. I feel like it has to be very slow right now for it to even stand a chance. Yeah. So that is what I'm seeing. I think I'll stop there, Storytime Kitchen, because I do have other people on the list. But I really appreciate this, and yeah. All right, I'm gonna move forward. But I'm wishing you the best. I hope that this works out. The Queen of Swords. All right. Thank you for reposting, Queen of Swords. I appreciate you too. Oh, hi, Kath. I will add you to the list after Jen. All right, Queen of Swords. Okay, I have not heard from LM. How is he currently feeling about me? Interesting. I'm getting mistake. I keep hearing like I fucked up. Let me see. Did you guys were you intimate? Because I'm getting like this could be something built on intimacy or built on sex. I don't feel like there was a lot of time for things to evolve. Let me see. This feels very interesting. Yeah, okay. It feels like this is not meant to last. I'm being honest with you, because I feel like this person does care about you, but I also feel like they acted impulsively, and they are starting to miss the way that they reacted. Like they're starting to regret it. I do feel like this person misses you. I feel like they do care about you. I feel like they're searching for you in a way, but I do not see them feeling like, I keep hearing, I fucked up, I made a mistake. You know, that's what I keep hearing. So my interpretation of that is, yeah, my interpretation of that is like, okay, I messed up by being with this person in the first place or talking to this person in the first place. So I don't feel like that means that he doesn't care about you. It just means that he's having second thoughts, or he's having like doubt about it. Yeah. So to answer your question, let me go back to your question so I can just make sure I answered it properly. It just feels like he likes you, but I do feel like he kind of regrets, like he regrets how things went down. He just there's some kind of mistake that he made. I just keep hearing that. All right. And I'm probably going to have to go at some point, guys. So, I didn't realize how tired I was getting. Okay, I'm not sure what this is about. Nothing has happened between us, thanks. Well, I don't know, this is what the cards are saying. It just feels like it could be something like a predictive thing. I mean, it just feels like that's the message that's coming out. Yeah. Kind of like shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't know why. I keep hearing that as well. But I apologize if that didn't resonate. All right, I'm going to move forward. Let's see. Kaja. Will I change homes in the next 3 months? Okay, Kaja. Okay, I don't see you manifesting this. I'm seeing a lot of like no, no, no energy. Obviously, this is something that you're going to have to, you know, I can't tell you what to do. I feel like part of this has to come from you. But I am getting the energy that this is not happening within the next 3 months. It feels like there's somebody getting in your way. And it's just not like, it feels like you don't have all the resources you need to make this decision or this action. And I'm just getting this feeling of like things not feeling fair. Oh, thank you, the Storytime Kitchen. See you soon. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, Kaja. All right, Jen. And then I am probably going to go, guys, very soon. Kaja. All right, will I change homes in the, oh, I already did that one. See? Okay, is now a good time to start looking for a new job? I'm currently employed, but starting by to feel like I need a change. All right, let's see. Woo, this like card did a backflip. Oh my God, yes. This is the time for a new change. And I feel like you are on a roll. Like this is the time to manifest, okay? It feels like the energy is in your favor, okay? Things are flowing. We've got the Queen of Swords, an intellectual woman who knows what she wants, someone who will not let other people influence her. Queen of Wands, passionate, career-driven woman. Somebody who is ready to take on the world, take on life, and do what makes her happy, right? Not letting anyone dictate what she does. And then we have this Knight of Swords energy. Somebody who may not be acting in a authentic way. Like there's a feeling of a lack of impulse, like not impulse control. Yeah, impulse control. Like a feeling of being out of control, a feeling of like not being able to manage your path, manage your life. I feel like things have gotten too comfortable for you in a way. Like things have gotten complacent. And it's scary making these changes. But Emma is also telling you that this is like the decision-making time. This is the time to cast your judgment, to make that call. And to not fuck around. Like this is serious. When Emma appears, it's also a very strong time for like justice. Not sure if you're good at like making arguments or debating. You know what's interesting? I'm getting a lot of like ancient artifacts or exhibits, like Egyptian energy. So I don't know if that means traveling to Egypt or working in like archaeology, but I feel like there's something very historical here. It could be a museum. There's something very interesting about you where it comes to like being able to look at the past and really understand it. And I feel like this is just a really powerful time where you're channeling that energy of like being that decision maker, needing to make really tough calls, even if it's hard, and feeling like you can't, like maybe sometimes, you know, like I like to say, okay, I'm an impatient person, and that can be a really bad thing, but it can also be a really good thing because it makes me, it keeps things going, right? It keeps things interesting. I can't wait around for things to happen to me. I have to always be doing them. And that's the energy I'm getting from you a little bit, is like, okay, I'm done sitting back. I'm done like letting things happen to me or be in this situation. I'm going to channel this decisive energy, and I'm going to like use my impulses and my restlessness, you know, to step outside my comfort zone, even if it seems crazy, even if it seems wild. So Jen, that is kind of where I'm at here. Sometimes Emmett also means like law or being in the justice system or working like as a paralegal or something like that. So I don't know if that resonates, but yeah, I'm seeing like museums, artifact, exhibits. This feels like your calling is just right around the corner for you. Let me see if I have any other guidance for you. Divine timing. Like this feels like your time to shine, your time to, you know, I'm seeing new opportunities coming forward, but it's also like you have to harness those. You can't expect them to just come towards you. Like you have to sort of go out and get them. I'm getting some pretty fierce, passionate energy. Yeah. I feel like also you're a survivor. You know, you've been through a lot. I feel like you've built something for yourself, and now it's like, do I want to rock that boat? So that's what I see, Jen. I hope that resonated with you. Don't know if you're still here, but yeah. All right, Cath. May I get a reading about the current thoughts and feelings of Andres towards me? Let's see. Ooh. I feel like there's an energy of being stuck, you know, like being, like things not changing. But I do feel like this person is deeply connected to you. There's, I wouldn't say they're aligned with you, but I feel like it's just not moving forward or backwards. And I feel like they want to reconnect with you. They want to make this a thing. Like they want to manifest a relationship with you. But there's also like that barrier of, oh, I can't be with you. I have a connection with you, but I can't be with you. I feel bad. There's a feeling of like, I feel bad about it, but I can't be with you. So, yeah. I am getting very tired, guys. I'm really going to have to go soon because I don't want to give you guys bad readings. I'm going to take 3 more people. And then I'm probably going to stop because I do not want to, yeah. Got to preserve my energy here. Kath, it does feel like this person could be your soulmate. I am getting like soulmate energy. I feel like there's a deep connection. So it just feels confusing because they're also like, I can't do this. It's weird. All right, I'm gonna do 3 more. Okay, so we have Kathleen. Will AJ and myself still get together next month? Let's see what comes up. I feel like your emotions are sort of, I wouldn't say they're one-sided, but it feels like this person will get a rise out of them. So to answer your question, I don't feel like you're gonna get together. It just feels like this person is kind of dragging things out. I could see them dragging things on and making you feel really like in your head and uncertain. A feeling of like being extremely uncertain about where they're at and just feeling anxious, you know? I don't know if you have anxious attachment, but this feels like that. I'm feeling you getting rejected or having rejection anxiety to the point where it might manifest because it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So yeah, I get that this rejection is actually serving you though. Like I feel like it's a lesson, you know, it's something very powerful because it's teaching you a divine lesson on how to protect yourself. So I do feel like there's a lot of uncertainty for you, but I do feel like you're gonna get rejected. Yeah. There's this feeling of like rejection. So, destined for greatness. A general reading, please. Okay. All right, I'm seeing like a younger woman. I'm getting like, this could be like someone who you see like a sister with. I see you having a moment with her that is very intense. I feel like there's a bond between you that it feels like you're being forced into a position where you might have to be the caretaker or you might have to be the one to act more like the mom. Whereas you know that you want someone who will treat you with respect and like you're equal. But I just get this feeling that this person, when you spend time with them, you might feel like, okay, I have to take care of them. You know, there's this lack of maturity maybe from them. And you're like, I have to spend time taking care of them. I have to look into this. I feel like I'm seeing like a dark night of the soul, a feeling of like, okay, I have to hit rock bottom. I have to be able to get to a place where things are dire before I can actually see the sunshine and see things from a different perspective. So it might feel like the end of the world, but it's not. I have to say though, there is somebody coming through. I'm seeing somebody offering to help you, maybe financially, maybe support you or cheer you on, but you have to be careful about them because I'm seeing that they have ulterior motives, and they might be taking advantage of you a little bit. So that's something to look at. And I could see them being greedy, like wanting more from you. It doesn't feel like they're seeing you necessarily as a person that deserves love, but someone they can take advantage of and manipulate. I also feel like you're going to be working very hard, okay? There's this need to apply yourself, to hustle, but part of this month, this next month, is about priorities, is figuring out how you can juggle your different priorities and realizing which ones you might be not putting enough energy into, you know? So, yeah, that's what I will stop at. But I hope that resonated. I'm going to pull one more card actually for you too. Let me see. I don't know if there's some kind of memorial, but I'm getting like a cemetery as well. So this could be like a spirit trying to contact you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Key Gibbons. Hi. Hi, guys. I'm looking for questions. If you want to ask a question, you can. I will answer it. I'm doing one more question, guys, okay? One more question. Of course, donations are prioritized, but I'm doing this now. All right, MGJ, may I ask what AB feels towards me? Interesting. I'm getting this energy of like, I miss this, I miss this. This person is waiting for you. Waiting. I'm waiting for you. I'm afraid to talk to you or contact you, but I'm waiting for you. This person feels a little bit like you've moved on or something like that. It just feels like they're not, like they miss you. And they're afraid to contact you, and they're waiting patiently. But things are feeling very slow, and they're thinking, okay, but how much longer do I need to wait? How much longer should I be going through this? So I don't know if that resonates, but there's this feeling of being spread very thin and feeling like they're afraid to be themselves around you because they don't want to feel... They care what you think about them. Yeah, and that makes sense because it says like, I'm afraid to contact you. Literally, like, I'm literally afraid to contact you. Doesn't mean he doesn't miss you. It just means like he's afraid to. And it just feels like that's coming from more from a place of insecurity on his end. Like feeling like, you know, things are not flowing. It feels like he's more expecting you to be the one to call. He's expecting you to do the chasing. He's expecting you to lower your standards a little bit. That's the energy I'm getting. But I do feel like there's a lot of abundance here if you can make it work. It's just like you have to let go of the need to control the situation. It feels like the more you try to hold on, you have to let things unfold naturally. And I feel like the way you're coming across to him might be a little bit, he might interpret it as controlling, or there might be some kind of power dynamic here that you're not seeing. But yeah. All right, I'm gonna go. I really am grateful to you guys. I really enjoyed our time together today. I don't know, I'm just very tired. It's like 100 degrees here, and I just really need to sleep. So I'm being real with you, being honest. But I hope you guys have a good night, and I really appreciate you being here. And yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I do update my hours on my website for my availability, so you know that I won't be this tired when I read you. I definitely take better care of my energy when it comes to personal readings. So yeah, subscribe to my channel, so hopefully I'll get to you. And I try to come on here frequently. I will do my best. I probably won't be able to come on here tomorrow or Tuesday, but I will try.